My name is Chris Berant, and snowmobiling is my passion. This wide-open podcast is here to share stories, tips, and tactics to make you a more successful backcountry rider. What is up, everybody? Holy cow. Dude, heydays. My friend Dan Adams.
What's up, buddy?
Hi. Well, guess what? We're doing it. This is like another podcast here. Dan, doesn't it seem like we were just here like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Except it was a year ago.
And the way our lives seem to be running these days, it's like this is when we get to see each other, which...
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to ride together last year.
I mean, it was for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. In some of the worst snow of the year, unfortunately.
Well, and it'll bring up a bunch of topics,
Yeah.
I'm sure, throughout this little convo. But I basically get to watch you ride in my area where it's easy to breathe. And the backcountry team ride is so much fun. It's so humbling. It's so cool to just see what I spend so much of my season riding with people that are, well, that's the kind of the nature of the beast of our businesses is they're wanting to get better. And so you spend a lot of time, working with clients and people. And,
hold on real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Hi. So,
Boss called.
boss, yeah, that's the only time I'd answer that one. So let me set the stage here first, okay? I got my good friend Dan Adams here. We're at Heydays 2025, which is awesome. Sitting here in the Fox booth. And, yeah, dude, again, so that phone call right there was, dude, Stryman, my son, is making Dad proud. He's doing the freestyle show.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
On a dirt bike, and it's really tough because, like, I have all of these responsibilities and jobs, and then, Mama's over there. So Sandy came. 17 years it's been since she's been to Heydays, and Mama's like, well, if my boy's going to be doing, like...
She's going to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So something dangerous, I'm going to be there. So it's awesome. She's basically helping Stry.
Yeah.
And so anyway, like lots of craziness and fun things. But to go back to what you were starting on, we got to ride. We got to do the Climb Backcountry team ride.
Yeah.
In your neck of the woods. Which,
yeah, it's kind of fun.
Dude, I love going there. And, unfortunately with the schedules and everything, the ride got pushed kind of late.
Yeah.
And so we ran into that typical spring, like, freeze thaw deal and ran into some pretty tough snow and tough conditions. But to be honest, like, the snow's the snow, right?
Yeah.
And we've dealt with that forever. But
it's no different from us getting a chance to ride in Chile years back where it's like the snow's not perfect, but my God, dude, it's way more about who's with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we make fun out of just about everything, and so it's always a good time. Buddy.
Well, and Dustin at Climb had talked about canceling the ride. And, I just kept pushing him, and I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, it's a reason for us to come together.
Yes.
And, yeah, I mean, I bring my freaking Mega Mod sled, and I want to go do some cool stuff. But I'd love to, you're really humble, Dan. That's why, you and I get along very well. But I love how you kind of describe you're sitting back, just watching the young bucks, and
it's just fun.
And it's interesting. I'm not ready for that yet. I still have shit to prove.
Yeah.
And I want to ride better than I did last year. And I think This is what I love about you. So you sit back, you're watching, you're observing, and we didn't get to do it a ton this last year just because of the conditions, but I'll never forget, and I told this story last year, like, you're sitting back there observing, and then you're like, all right, you little kids, get out of the way, and then you just go huck something that no one was looking at, and I just freaking love that. But tell me about what your overall thoughts of kind of the ride, and I got a lot of stuff to talk to you about today. Your transition of where you're going, which is pretty exciting. And then, but what was the one thing that stuck out to you on that ride?
I think obviously it's riders that are all like, we're all in our own. Well, we all have our own businesses. We're all in our own sort of competition. But on that day, we're all just like the coolest group of friends that have been in this industry and been doing this for a long, long time. And it's just fun to watch the level of riding. Somebody does something, and it's like somebody's got to do something else. Like you'd go do something sick, and then you can just immediately see old 7-Eleven. Like he's like, okay, now I got to figure this out. And so for me, yeah, it is fun to sit back, and I appreciate the words of just, at times I see something that looks right to me, and I think that's kind of just comes from experience of all of us kind of looking at terrain and just being able to be like, yeah, I see something maybe somebody else doesn't. Like the big, I mean, up over the ledge, dude, like, you guys haven't seen any of this stuff from our KBT ride from this last year, but that was one of the most amazing things. I mean, there's been some photos out. There's a few little clips here and there of you making this side hill, and you basically had to be there to just know just how crazy it is. I mean, and to your point, you're like, it was a side hill. Well, it was a side hill with some pretty insane, like, there's some consequence involved, right? And I remember seeing it, sort of claiming like, hey, this could get done, and then you just sort of setting your sights on it, and I'm like, I mean, everything went good, so we can have this conversation now.
Yeah.
But it was pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, dude. And so the highlight of the backcountry team ride to me was those few minutes of going up and over that thing, and it's because, well, I love you like a brother. I don't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's two worst-case scenarios. It's like sled gets, comes down off the cliff, or something happens, you know what I mean? And so there was some stuff going on in my brain, but at the end of the day, I know the experience level, and I know that, I mean, you're truly a goat. Like, you are going to make it work. And this idea of, like, you still have something to prove. The thing that's different is I watch you do this gnarly stuff all the time. It is still so freaking calculated.
Yeah.
Like, the things that you do, even if it looks a bit freaking wild and a bit like this is what he had to do to get it done, and it kind of looks maybe like the term waspy, I can still see the control that you keep with the snowmobile. So that part of it, dude, I don't ever look at these things of like the Kodak Courage part of what maybe we used to do. Because there's a lot of stupid stuff that I did that I'll go back to the same cliff drop or the whatever it was, and it was like the camera was running and I was just full commit to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't necessarily take a crazy amount of skill to hit some of the stuff that I ever did, but it was like, I look at that stuff now and I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily know if I need to do that anymore. my body starts to look at it again and I'm like, man, you are an idiot.
Yeah.
But
well, I appreciate that, Dan. And for you guys listening today, you'll have to check out the Climb Backcountry Team Ride video and kind of see the scope of what this line was. And, kind of to break it down, I think as we were riding by it as a group, I instantly looked up there and I'm like,
that's a feature.
That's a feature.
That's something cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're right. Like there was some pretty big consequence to it. But, the thing that honestly what made me kind of think twice on it, like, again, I broke it down very simply. I do this with my clients out on the snow, is when they're like, dude, that was so gnarly. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, oh, if you didn't make it, you were going down into those trees. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I guess it is kind of gnarly down there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking down there, right? Like all I had to do was go over there, do a side hill, do a hop over, get over to the other side, and come back out.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's how I broke it down in my head. But the variables that I necessarily didn't like, the snow was super unpredictable that day.
It was really unpredictable.
It would go from icy to punchy to just, it was like, if that was normal snow, oh my gosh, I think like Keith would have been in there doing whoop-de-doos and just having a blast.
Yeah.
Instead, Keith is over there to catch me in case I fall, right?
It was never about me being nervous of ability level. It was the snow condition in itself.
Yeah.
Because we both know that, like, a sled's never been right there.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody watching the podcast will be like, oh, I did that on my 1997, blah, 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 because it usually happens anytime you and I do anything. But I'd just say that it didn't seem like that was a good idea. So I was just way more concerned about, it was this cool idea, it was a cool feature, but because of the snowpack that we had both seen and been riding in throughout the day, and we just seen that that's sort of a shaded slope, it was obviously relatively steep, and it was just the instability of the snow. I was way more worried about something happening within the snow versus whether or not you could make the side hill. End of the day, it's a side hill.
Yeah.
You put there's nothing below you, and you'd have been in there doing the exact same thing.
Sure.
Circus tricks all over the place. So anyway, it was way more about that.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun one. You guys will have to check it out on the
fun.
Climb Backcountry Team Ride. Dan, I want to talk to you about like this is going to be a different year for you, right?
Yeah,
so
maybe.
like
Yeah.
you've done Next Level Clinics for
17.
17 freaking years, dude.
Yeah, I'm a year or two behind you in terms of when you got your
this
start.
is year 19 for
there
me.
you go.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think we established that a couple years in front of it back
Yeah.
when it was it's been a long road, dude. We've learned a lot and it's been amazing. I mean, everything about what we've accomplished, and we've created the recipe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's so many riders that are continuing on, and I think going to continue to do well with it. So yeah, the new chapter. And it's all, before I kind of go down this road, everybody just know that, I mean, it's a bit like when you're buying a house. It's like until the ink is completely dry, it's not completely done. But
Yeah.
the idea of, getting to ride for fun. And I think we've maybe discussed some of this, that, I've been riding with an agenda for a big part of my snowmobile life. And then even prior to that, as a snowboarder, like ever since I was 13, I was riding for some company and doing some either event, competition, some race, some whatever it was for so many years, that like coming into a season, and I would imagine there's still going to be some things I'll do with Polaris and with Fox and with with the high flight heroes, and just there'll be some rides that'll be these, I won't call them mandatory, but there'll still be tasks that I need to get done. But this idea of maybe getting to feel what it's like for so many of the snowmobile community, so many of my friends that, well, they've never known anything different but to just work their butts off all summer and then just ride for fun in the wintertime. And we, with my asphalt business, it's been, 11 years of that. It's been work like mad all summer to just go work even harder in the winter.
Yeah.
And just be that much more busy. And so, having some time to kind of regain that passion that I mean, I'm going to snowmobile until my legs fall off. I know that. But whether or not I ever thought that it was like this thing that I was going to guide and or instruct until until it maybe felt like, that term retirement that I'll never use. But anyway, there's an opportunity that has come our way, and I certainly think that the timing is great. And I'm finally, like I said, in a position with my summer business where if I can really make that work for 7 months out of the year in the asphalt, I think most of you guys that are listening to this know that I have a seal coat business, and it's done really well in our area. And as that continues to grow,
it's done really well because you make my OCD look normal, and you're just a perfectionist and badass at what you do.
Well, I appreciate that. We've got a good team, and it always comes down to that, is just how much work you put into it. It's no different from BBA, Next Level, and down the line of everybody that's put in the work. None of it's happened by chance or happened by luck. It's just all been nothing but work. And so, new venture coming through Next Level. Whether or not Next Level, keeps teaching riding clinics, keeps doing its things, a little bit up in the air, but nonetheless, opportunity coming our direction that might allow me to just get to ride a snowmobile quite a bit more.
Well, so you and I don't get to talk as often as we'd like, but I'm similar path, dude.
Yeah.
This is going to be my last full-time year of guiding me personally. Of course, BBA will still be doing taking out our awesome clients, but I go back and look at, we brought up Chile. You and I got to go ride Chile. It's been a little while ago now.
It sucks that it goes so fast.
But that was like, when we think of times, like, when's the last time you got to go ride with your friends?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I was kind of working, but dude, when you and Budge and like the group came down, like,
it's just unreal.
We're freaking going riding. We're going on the volcano, and we're just gonna go have fun, And so I'm looking forward to that. My daughter she's got the sledding bug really bad.
Nice.
Strider this year is like, Dad, I am ready to get back on a sled.
These kids, dude.
And so like for me, like I'm really excited for that, to be able to go ride.
Yeah.
With my kids and my friends.
Yeah.
And, like you said, and guys, I don't want you to, when you're listening to this, they're like, oh, poor babies, so they get paid to go ride snowmobiles and they're bitching about it. And so it's not that. We are 100% so blessed to have the opportunities that we have. But after 17 years, 19 years of literally every time you go out snowmobile, you either have to have a camera in your face, you have to like be, having a different agenda than like going to just ride, which is what gave us that passion.
That was the drive from the very beginning.
That was the drive, right?
Yes.
And so like and I love doing all those things. I love, like showing people why we love this sport.
Yeah.
But, to have like, give me a couple days, like just to go like not have a GoPro, to not like care if there's a dude stuck behind me, and just go have fun. Like it's the little things. I'm looking forward to that.
The mini movies that we've made that didn't get posted because they weren't recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like they were just within us. Like our times in Chile, and like over the radio, you could hear like the saw going, and you're like, "Damn, where you at?" And I'm like, "I'm over here."
I'm changing my gloves.
Changing my gloves. That's right. Yeah. All this stuff of like, I mean, we have so much dang fun that doesn't need to be this thing that's shared all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what I'm so excited to be able to just fall in love with snowmobiling again. I mean, you guys all have to know that it was like, I got into this and I got into teaching clinics because snowmobiling was expensive. Like I needed a way to sort of figure out how I could be on the snow and do these things. And truthfully, that's really why Next Level started. I had whether it was a gift or a passion or a calling to do this. I mean, I was a snowboard coach before I was ever a snowmobile coach.
Yep.
And it just kind of came naturally. I felt like as I was riding, and I would learn the same thing from you. It was like we were kind of doing it anyway. So why not turn it into something where, and I think for everybody listening and watching, that they'll look at the same as like you and I have, we've perfected a lot of what it is that we've done, and we've done it in a way that we can not only show people how to do that, but we can talk about it too.
Yeah. Like
you can go through and you can actually define what it is that's happening. I mean, how many people just this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, the hotel, somebody comes up, hey, I really love watching your videos. Anytime we have clients that come that don't know how to ride, I just refer them to your channel.
Yeah.
And it's like, so we've established these things for a minute. And again, I'm not saying that I'm letting go of all of that.
100%.
I think like you had said, is like, at what point were you and I going to just do this right into a box?
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to have, while my legs are on fire, everything is still like really charging, I just want to have some time to go out and just be in love with snowmobiling. And I kind of knew that I was doing this and that it wasn't going to be that much longer.
Yeah.
I kind of knew, dude. So congrats to you. So.
Yeah, and then the good thing too, it's like, and you can look at any, Tom Brady, John Elway, like they're going out the way they wanted to go out.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of like, for example, a sponsor coming to you and saying, you're not really cutting it anymore for us.
Yeah.
And then you're kicked out instead of, you know what, man, this has been awesome. I'm not done, but this is kind of the path I want to go. And for me personally too, like, I love the teaching side, just like you. But I really enjoy this other part of my world, which is, building sleds and making people's experience on the snow better.
Yeah.
And, you and I, we talk about this all the time. It's like, do people actually need these days anything on their snowmobile? No, dude. No. Polaris, Skidoo, now Arctic Cat back, like the stock machines are so insanely good.
It's just incredible.
But we enjoy that part of like tinkering and modding and like trying to make things even better than what they are, and that's so that portion of my business is that's going to be my focus and
that's awesome.
And moving forward.
So. and you ought to. I mean, you're one of the best in it, best in the industry of like really creating something unique and special. I mean, the sleds, I would tell everybody from back in the Jenny Craig days, you ruined building a snowmobile. You didn't ruin snowmobiling. You ruined like what a built snowmobile was going to do or feel, and the advantage to the rider. And it's continuing today. Like the buzz about the new track, the buzz about QSC, like all of these things. It's like, and it's funny, like we tease, and I watched your video on YouTube of like, I've been cheating for years, guys. Like, I freaking absolutely love it. I think that it is so good. And from back in the day of riders saying, hey, build your body, not the sled.
Yeah.
And now we're just doing both.
Sure.
Like stay in shape, keep crushing it, and have the sled from that stock form, like you had said, from every OEM. Kudos to all of you that are building these sleds, guys, that are literally pull the rope.
Yeah.
They are as good as they can be. And now we just take it to that next step, right? That next phase. So,
but what we talk about all the time too is the OEMs drive aftermarket and the aftermarket drive the OEMs.
I mean, it's all in the same. Exactly.
And so we'll. I don't want to. I know you got a busy schedule. Stride's getting ready to freaking practice.
We
got to
go watch. Dude,
so but I do want to touch base. So obviously we're sitting here in the Fox booth.
Yep.
Great partners of both you and I over the years. We've got a new product this year that a ton of people have been not only excited about, but been asking for.
Literally
for many years. You know, we came out with IQS all the way back in 2019. Fully adjustable, all 4 shocks, ECU, brain box, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? And, you and I, we are just like, man, IQS is like the ultimate from an adjustability standpoint and everything. But wouldn't it be cool if, like, we just had a button that locked out the rear? Party mode, get shit done mode, right?
It's so true.
And so, we kind of took that as a task at Fox, and so we have QSE now. And Dan, you kind of got to see it firsthand, like the ins and outs of it. You've seen it on a sled and all that fun stuff. But
it's beautiful, dude. Everything about it. It's very simple.
When we talk about simple, like this is it, right? Yeah. Like so, little wire harness,
one button.
It's
not confusing. It's basically like on and off. I mean, that's really what is happening. So you're either in your setting that you enjoy. Right, so
mode.
You're in your mode that you love, and then you're headed up a hill, or you plan on heading up a hill. Maybe you're in a specific snow where it made sense to lock out that rear track shock. And it'll take some training. Those of you that think about these things that are on your handlebars, no different from what we've had to learn with so many other things. It's like you get into a brand new vehicle, and there's all these different settings and things, and oh my God, it's all this stuff, and it gets a little intimidating. And then sooner or later, you don't know that you didn't know you needed it, and now you can't live without it. So I would say to so many of you that maybe pedal, in the summertime and you have a dropper seat post. I mean, dropper seat posts on a snowmobile hasn't happened just yet. I think we had some versions of that get skins involved, and they'll do anything. But nevertheless, on a mountain bike, you don't think twice about having that. Having that advantage to the rider of being able to have that seat go up or down. Well, QSE and IQS, all of these things where it took a bit of training.
Yeah.
You got to understand that you have it, and then when to use it and when it's going to be an advantage to the rider. QSE is going to be so freaking perfect for the masses. I'm headed up a hill. I don't want that front end lift. Let's go into lockout mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it'll be such an easy, transition from just the basic shock package to now a shock package that is going to be, it'll end up, guys, undoubtedly being a massive advantage to the rider.
Well, the biggest thing, we've sold the standard air shock package, we've sold thousands of pairs over the years. And because, again, once you ride, calibrated suspension, it's you can never go back.
You can't go back.
Yeah. And then we've had that lockout feature, the manual adjust for a long time.
Sure.
But what happened is you'd get a little lazy or complacent, and you're like, I don't really want to get off my sled and flip the switch to go up this hill. And then as you're upside down in the hole,
wishing that you
would have done it, and or you get off and do it. You go up the hill, and you're like, I don't really feel like getting off to go back to one when I'm going downhill, and then you're going downhill, and it dives.
It's
right,
diving.
yeah. So I mean, that's the beauty of the button, dude. Is you seriously will use it 100 times a day.
Absolutely.
Up, lock.
Yes.
Down, unlock. Right. It's such a tool that is easy and convenient to use, that is a real game changer.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And then throughout the line, and as we talk about Polaris sleds from a 46, 55, 65, advantages across the board of having a setup that is going to uniquely change what that sled feels like in the given condition that you're in. So whatever the snowpack is, you've basically got still a fully adjustable set of shocks.
Yep.
Everything you can do, you can fine tune to your own style, your own weight, your own ability level. I mean, there's so much unique things about running air shocks, and now we've just gone that next step, like you had said, that we have asked for a long time. I think consumers now are going to fully understand this idea of it's just on or off.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some intimidation there with just having so many different settings, and they're just trying to understand where pressures need to be, or 1, 2, and 3. Now it's like,
it's just simple.
I'm headed up a hill, whatever I'm riding, boost, 9R, built 850, whatever it ends up being, and I want that thing to get planted. Boom, hit us. You know what I mean? I think that part is really going to help sell that. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, so. It's good. Well, Dan, awesome catching up as always.
Yeah.
We'll be cruising around. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick little hit with Dan Adams. Always great having him on. Just so much insight on the industry, and just a good buddy of mine. And, dude, I hope we say it every year, but I hope we get to shred some POW together.
I think I think all of this is, you can tell what's happening, buddy.
We're doing all this just so we can actually go ride together. Yeah. So.
We're going to make it work. So
yeah.
let's go watch your son that is
Yeah.
now like 2 inches taller than you, which blows my mind.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Because you're not a short guy. So the fact that he's already where he is, I hugged him and I went shoulder over. I can't do that anymore. I got to come under with the Stry Man. So
yeah.
I'm like this. I'm anxious. I'm so excited to watch him do this.
Yeah.
This kid he's just been blowing minds. Him on a trampoline. I mean, the stories we could tell about him on a scooter at in the Buena Vista frickin' skate park.
Yep.
I've been on pins and needles with this kid for a long time because
Yeah.
and then he just continually just shows me just his growth and just his experience level. He's becoming a little you, dude.
Well, one last little thing, like when you were watching me approach that cliff, and you're like, I know from a skill level he's got it, just because like he's not just a hucker and just like go figure it out, like it's calculated.
Yeah.
Thank God Strider has that.
He's getting it. Yeah.
He's just very methodical, very smooth, very calculated, and more than anything, what he does is he rides every single day.
He's out there,
right? And he is literally like passed me on a dirt bike.
It's incredible.
Yeah, from a skill set standpoint and just bike control and really, it's not because I'm a bad rider. It's because he practices more. He puts more time.
He just put more time into it.
Yeah. So, which is awesome to see.
That's the only reason we are where we are. We've developed
worked on the craft.
We've developed this skill set because of the hours that we spent doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just what it is.
Well, we'll continue to do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
All right,
guys. Hope you guys enjoy that. Stay tuned. We'll have some more podcasts from Heydays here.